The cosmic currents shifted tonight to carry this message directly to your weary soul, because somewhere in the vast orchestration of existence, it was determined that you needed to hear this now. The stars align themselves in patterns they haven't held for millennia. The moon whispered to the tides, and the wind carried your name across continents until it reached this moment, this breath, this instant where time bends itself around your need for these words. You've been carrying it all, haven't you? The weight of everyone's expectations, their problems, their emotions, their needs, until you can barely remember what it feels like to exist without something heavy pressing against your chest. Like a patient ox in an endless field, you've borne load after load, until the furrows in your soul run so deep that even in your dreams, you're still pulling something behind you. It started so innocently, this beautiful curse of caring. Perhaps it began in childhood, when you first discovered that your sensitivity could soothe others' pain, that your strength could shore up their weakness. You learned early that love could be earned through service, that acceptance came through usefulness, that the surest way to belong was to become necessary. You became the keeper of everyone's peace, the guardian of their comfort, the one they called when storms raged in their lives. And you answered every time, because that's who you are. Someone who shows up, someone who cares, someone who transforms their own pain into a bridge that others can cross to safety. You've made yourself indispensable by being inexhaustible, irreplaceable by being unbreakable. But even the strongest shoulders weren't designed to hold up the entire world. Even the deepest wells run dry when they give, without receiving. Even the most generous hearts need refilling when they pour themselves out, day after day, without pause. They don't see how much you carry, because you've become so good at carrying it. Your grace under pressure has become your prison. Your competence has become your cage. They mistake your strength for invincibility, your service for your identity. But you know the difference between helping and disappearing, between being useful and losing yourself in the utility. You've become a master of invisible labor, the emotional work that keeps relationships smooth, the mental load that ensures nothing falls through the cracks, the spiritual heavy lifting that holds families and friendships together. You carry not just others' burdens, but their potential burdens, their future sorrows, their unspoken fears. Every morning you wake already thinking about who needs what from you today. Before your feet even touch the floor, your mind is cataloguing the calls to make, the problems to solve, the people to check on. Your own well-being becomes an afterthought, something to address only after everyone else is taken care of, which of course is never. Every burden you shouldered, every crisis you managed, every time you said yes when your soul whispered no. It built the beautiful prison you're living in. The bars made of other people's gratitude. The walls built from their dependence. The lock forged from your own belief that your value is only as great as your usefulness. You have permission to lay it all down, not forever, not dramatically, just for this moment, just long enough to remember what it feels like without the weight, to hear your own breathing without matching it to someone else's rhythm, to feel your own heartbeat without calculating whose needs must come next. This isn't about abandoning your nature or denying your gifts. Your compassion is real. Your caring is genuine. Your desire to help comes from the most beautiful part of your soul. This is about remembering that you, too, are someone worthy of care, that your needs matter as much as the needs you spend your life serving. You have permission to be tired without immediately strategizing how to push through. You have permission to feel overwhelmed without creating an action plan to fix everything. You have permission to acknowledge that you are human, not a machine built to process other people's problems without wear and tear. Every day, you deny yourself rest. You teach others that your needs don't matter, that your exhaustion is the price of their comfort, that strong people don't need support, that helpers don't need help. But that is not the truth. What if caring for yourself is the most generous thing you could do? Not just for you, but for everyone who benefits from your presence in the world. Because when you're empty, what you give are the dregs, the last drops of patience, the thinnest fragments of compassion. But when you're replenished, what you give is overflow, abundance, a well that fills others because it has first filled itself. This moment is not asking you to abandon anyone. It is asking you to remember that you too deserve care, that the one who shows up for everyone needs someone who will show up for them, that love does not diminish when you include yourself in its circle, that compassion does not run out when you extend it to your own suffering. You've been strong for everyone. Now be gentle with yourself. Show yourself the same patience you extend to others. Offer yourself the same understanding. Give yourself the same grace you give away so freely. Because strength without gentleness becomes brittle. Service without self-care becomes depletion. Love without boundaries becomes exhaustion. Carrying everything doesn't make you valuable. It makes you exhausted. Your worth was never in the weight, never in the sacrifice, never in the endless yes. Your value exists beyond all of that. You were valuable before you carried anything. You will be valuable, even if you set it all down. So set it down, just for a moment. Set down the responsibility for everyone else's happiness. Set down the guilt that whispers you're not doing enough. Set down the belief that love will vanish if you stop carrying. And in that setting down, you might discover something surprising. You are still you, still radiant, still worthy, still whole. You are not what you carry. You are what remains when the carrying stops. And that is more than enough.